Hi friends, I'm Hilton Carter, plant stylist, artist, and author, and to know me is to know that I love filling my home with beautiful, lush, living plants. But that's not the only way to add greenery to your space. It actually is what inspired me to write my latest book, Wild Creations, which features ways to add that jungle vibe without maybe all of the light or that plant knowledge. So today, I'm gonna show you all how to create a preserved moss wall art. So let's get wild. You're gonna first need a frame. You gotta put your moss into something. You can either buy one from the store, you can get it from a thrift store, or you can save yourself some money and maybe pull down one of those pieces of art on your wall that you're not really into anymore and make a piece of art with this. The next thing you're gonna need is definitely some board. I have foam board here, or you can use cardboard, recycle, that's a good idea. The next thing you will need will be a glue gun, and make sure you have with that glue sticks. Very important for your glue gun, you need glue sticks. You're gonna need a box cutter or X-Acto blade, but make sure you do have a sharp blade. The sharper the better. You're gonna need a pencil or pen to do the drawing, to sketch out how that whole thing is gonna come together for yourself. You're gonna need a pair of scissors. The scissors will help you trim up those edges of your moss. You're gonna need some picture wire, some picture hangers to help you hang your art. You might wanna use gloves to protect those little fingers. And the one thing you're gonna definitely need to protect your surface that you're working on will be a cutting board. But the most important part of this process will be all of this good moss here. We have reindeer moss, we have sheet moss. You can never have enough moss. We're all mossed out. This is preserved moss. This type of moss doesn't need to be watered. It's preserved. So it's kind of like, if you can think about, it's the taxidermy of moss. It was once fully alive. Right now it is dried up and protected so that it doesn't completely die. So let's get to it. So the first thing you wanna do is you wanna take your board, whether it's foam or cardboard, and you wanna literally sketch out what you want those shapes to be, because you wanna give the piece depth. You want it to be 3D. You want it to pop off that wall. So everything is gonna build up around the center. So to give it a little bit of wildness, I'm gonna think about the edge and what that should look like. Just have fun, play with it. And we're gonna do this over and over again to build up the actual piece itself, to give it depth. So I'm gonna just draw a lot of different pieces. So once you have your nice shapes all drawn out, sketched out, the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take your sharp blade and follow it along the lines of your drawing. Now, the sharper your blade is, the easier it will be. Cutting along the lines, making sure it's right. Great. Look at that, you got your pieces. Even the extra will end up in the piece, so make sure you're saving all of your board. I'm gonna cut 2 more pieces. Now, once you have all your pieces cut, you're gonna bring your frame in. You're gonna be working on the back panel of your frame. You're gonna start adding your pieces to your frame just to get a good idea of how everything is gonna look and be framed out. So the first thing I'm gonna do is build it up a bit. Grab some of these pieces. Yeah, I kind of like that. Here I kind of like built this wild hills, rolling hills in a way. Your flat plains here at the bottom, and then your mountain ranges kind of bubble up at the edges, which will give it really nice, I would say, depth. Oh, I got this, look at that. That's what I want. So this is it. This is what I'm gonna go for. It's probably important to start jotting down exactly where your layers are gonna go so you don't forget, because you're gonna start gluing them in, right? So I know my top piece here, I'll write that down as 1. I'll take it off. Next piece here, I'll write it as 2. I'll take that off. I'll do my next pieces, 3, 8, and 9. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna start gluing my sheet moss down. So what you're gonna do is go to the back, nice dollops of hot glue, because you're gonna need them. And then press down nice and hard on there. Now we're gonna bring in 9, that piece of board, which was 9. Now we're gonna add the other layers in here. Gonna add that in there. Boom. So I'm gonna add 8 to it. 7. I'm gonna do this for every single piece. So I have all my pieces in. Now I'm gonna fill in all of the spots with moss. I'm gonna just start squeezing this in. You don't have to worry about those edges around the sides because those will get filled in with extra moss. Now, when it comes to this, we're gonna just start building, adding. So I'm gonna get a good eye of where I'm gonna start placing some of these mosses. I think I might wanna go with this almost neon greenish look around this edge. So now I know where I'm gonna be placing most of my moss, so I'm gonna just start gluing it in. Woo! Now that is what I am talking about. Look at this beauty. That's all fun, baby. Here we go. So now you just have to hang it and enjoy it. And there you have it. The moss wall art turned out perfectly and unique, and the best thing is you don't even have to water it. Tell me how it turned out for you. Leave us a comment here, please. And for more, let's say, plant-themed projects like this, please pick up that book, Wild Creations. You can find it where books are sold. We will leave a little link down there in the comments as well. But make sure you subscribe and like this video and to follow Handmade for DIY projects just like this one. Please stay safe and, of course, stay wild. Moss wall art. And today we're going to be making moss art.
Moss wall art.
Moss, that's what I said.
No, you didn't.